Seeing and hearing David Attenborough in VR that close was amazing. I felt like he was just sitting next to me telling me a story.
And I was like, wow, I can really see every scale, every fin. You can see all the details, every color. It's phenomenal.
The depth of vision is so good that when you look around, it gives you a real sense of presence.
It was incredible. It took me right back there and it was kind of emotional.
Galapagos. This is a place of wonders. It's only now that the latest developments in camera technology have given us the possibility of filming the full range of wildlife. And you can see it in 3 dimensions in the most extraordinary way.
Galapagos with David Attenborough tells the story about how a series of remote volcanic islands became this haven for biodiversity.
David Attenborough and I always wanted to challenge the whole way people were storytelling in virtual reality. And the power of immersive storytelling is to get very close. He chose Galapagos. Mainly it's a place he absolutely loves, but it's also a place which he felt we could get very close to the animals, both underwater and on land.
It's really important to be telling stories about places like the Galapagos now, because the Galapagos functions as a kind of microcosm where we can really see how one small place was impacted by the arrival of humanity. We wanted to reflect this diversity of this incredible place using different styles next to each other. We used quill next to CG, next to varied types of footage to show how diverse and strange this biological wonderland is.
All of the artists involved, from the game engine people, the quill artists, the sound studio, everybody is global. Bringing so many different people from around the world together to make a piece of work means that you get a real rich environment of creativity.
David Attenborough is extraordinary, having worked with him over many, many years, in that he always wants to adopt the latest things because he knows that storytelling gets better with new technology or new techniques. And so Quill is a whole way of adding to his storytelling in a really new and exciting way that works really, really well in the medium of virtual reality.
So traditionally in natural documentaries, we tend to replace shots that cannot be shot in real life with CG computer graphics. But now in Galapagos, we actually celebrate the artist's hand. What that means is, for the first time, we can actually have hand-drawn immersive animations to experience in stereoscopic 3D. So in Galapagos, we had the privilege to work with amazing artists such as Zoe Werlin, Samia Khalaf, Oksandra Popescu, and Dan Franke.
So working with Quill, it really lets you take styles and methods from traditional 2D illustration and translate it into 3D. I think that creates some really emotionally impactful and beautiful ways to illustrate virtual reality stories.
Because you are working directly within the VR space, you also get a much nicer sense of scale, which is why I personally love it as a tool, and it's probably my favorite tool to use.
Music and also the voiceover had already existed. Seeing those clouds opening up, flying over those mountains, all the timing and the speed of the camera was already sort of there in the music to just get the mood right.
For the phytoplankton scene, I wanted the viewer to maybe give them like a sense of like calm and peace, and then suddenly the big zooplankton appears and it's like really like large and ominous, and more like going them on this like emotional journey and be like, oh, this is nice and pretty, and then like, oh, who is that? And it's like, oh no, I just got eaten.
Every time we do these projects, we try to push the tech a bit further, and sound is the same. You have to think about the sound in an environment so it makes you more immersed into the storytelling.
Actually, one of the very interesting things about working on this project was that I spent an amazing amount of time just watching 180 degrees stereoscopic footage. Our sound design production was obviously deeply driven and inspired by this. We were also doing our best to immerse the viewer into the environment as well.
The Galapagos is a very, very special place to David Attenborough. But when we were capturing the footage for this virtual reality experience, David sensed that this was going to be his last visit. And so he was really determined that we captured the footage and the island in a way that would resonate for many generations to come.
There's clearly much we have yet to learn about the animals and plants of these enchanted isles and their incredible history. This small group of islands has revealed in microcosm the processes that have shaped all life on Earth.